Where did you?
Ripple, XRP, relieves as regulators start to acknowledge crypto's reality. There is a dilemma in the past few months of whether some specific cryptos such as Ripple's, XRP, should be classified as securities or not. This debate seems to be coming to an end, and that's good news for the crypto. It appears that regulatory bodies are beginning to acknowledge the fact that cryptocurrencies can't function without blockchain. The two are attached and can't be separated if decentralization is to be actualized. Ripple as a company scored a little, finally, as on Wednesday, August 29, its efforts to combine multiple cases filed against it got proceeded successfully. A Superior Court of California labeled a suit against Ripple, by an investor named David O'Connor, as the complex litigation, which means the case will now get coordinated alongside other suits against Ripple, XRP, and not separately. So, does this suggest that regulators might be starting to realize Ripple's XRP and cryptocurrencies' reality in general? We've reasons to believe so. Let's shed some lights on them concerning a couple of things from the recent past. So, over the past few months, the cryptosphere hasn't been favorable for investors worldwide, and worst of it all is that investors are beginning to have doubts due to the pending regulatory measures. However, even regulatory bodies do not really understand the differences between blockchain and cryptos and how they work. As a result, regulatory authorities aren't still certain on the cryptos to regulate. In the recent past, Sopnendu Mohanty, the chief fintech head at the Monetary Authority of Singapore, addressed central banks, international development officials, and other attendees at the G20 forum. He stated that utility tokens or cryptocurrencies are a critical aspect of the decentralized system that shouldn't be overlooked. How regulators can solve the pending debate. Mohanty's statements came at the time when the discussion on how regulations can be made and which cryptos should be categorized as securities caused lots of arguments. An end to the debate and the restructuring of regulatory policies will benefit Ripple and the crypto market, being that cryptocurrencies are utilities and are incentives and security models upon which open, permissionless and censorship-resistant transaction recording systems are built. When regulatory bodies begin to understand the importance of cryptos and how technically coordinated they are, then, they might start supporting these tokens. And of course, the only way to support these coordinated cryptos is to bring great regulations that would enhance their growth, which is the only way that could solve the problem between authorities and the use of digital currencies. The viewpoint of regulators and Ripple's problem. It is important to know that authorities and regulators are beginning to understand blockchain and cryptos than they did in the past. They also know that these cryptos have real-life problems that they want to solve. With that in mind, authorities and regulators can manage cryptos by making use of anti-laundering laws. Categorizing them as either a security or not seems out of date. Furthermore, regulators are making plans to portray initial coin offerings as scams in which investors need to be aware of. On the other hand, a major problem like that Ripple has is the debate that it needs to meet some criteria before it can be listed on major exchanges. With the fact that regulators seem to understand the reality of cryptocurrencies, then, it would be easier for Ripple's XRP to achieve certain milestones that seem unachievable. The standpoint of SEC on ICOs and exchanges. The US SEC seems to be acting slow with lots of exchanges and cryptocurrencies migrating to countries that are welcoming. However, because authorities are getting knowledgeable about blockchain and cryptos, there could be a U-turn in the future. SEC on its own have defined what it means if a digital token is a security or not, and regulatory bodies are making sure they make good policies. However, the acknowledgement of regulators will foster the growth of the crypto market and also bring back the confidence investors once had. The difference between Ripple and XRP. Again, recently, Ripple tried to let everyone know the difference between Ripple, the company, and XRP, its cryptocurrency. The statement was reported by the Hatch Agency, a company that represents Ripple. The company stated that Ripple is a technology company that solves the problem of cross-border transactions. while XRP is an independent digital asset. The XRP ledger is the open-source blockchain behind it. Chief marketing strategist of Ripple further added, XRP is a digital asset that trades on its own, that's owned by lots of people in lots of places. We happen to own a lot of XRP, we own a lot of cash, shares, and computers, but the company is called Ripple and we sell software. The reason why the company decided to make these statements is that SEC did not add both Ripple and XRP in its June announcement in the position of Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, with the fact that regulators seem to be informed better about the reality of digital tokens now, it is going to be a relief for Ripple. If the authorities can probably proclaim Ripple as not a security, then, it indeed will be good news for investors. Final words: since regulators are beginning to get informed about blockchain and cryptos, and also taking the step to distinguish between safe and unsafe cryptos and ICOs, we could see a big crypto bull run soon. And of course, the latest win by Ripple in California court can be regarded as the first step in favor of the blockchain firm. Here is how Ripple's solutions can help Amazon to reach the next level. You think Amazon has become so big that it does not need any other company's tech to keep growing? Think again. If the tech is as advantageous as Ripple's XRP and other solutions, then why not? Here in this post, I'll try to explain why Ripple's technology will be the best option for giants like Amazon to reach the next level. So, in recent times, everyone in the cryptosphere seems to be so worried about the conditions of the market that inevitably many of the holders are starting to succumb to the generalized pressure, and are selling their holdings to protect their investments. In this sense, for the one part, it results in a very comprehensible action. It just doesn't seem like the takeoff is at the back of the corner. But on the other, it looks as well like many of the enthusiasts and investors are simply forgetting the normal behavior of the sector, and how we tend to go from the very bottom to a massive peak in a matter of time. In relation to this, some of the most important figures in the crypto world have shared their thoughts in an attempt to calm the masses. For instance, the CEO of Ike and co-founder of Cardano, ADA, Charles Hoskinson, recently stated that this is not something new. He said that, "We've been here before, and as we did before we will manage to take control of the market one more time. We just need to remember that is not that big a deal, everything's fine." Following the line of being calmed, one may think this is actually the best time to think of the possibilities that many cryptos have, and the help they can provide to the whole market. For instance, Ripple's XRP, which has the potential for adoption by giant platforms like Amazon, could give a quick upturn to the current scenarios. Let's see how. What Ripple has to offer. Rumors of a likely adoption of Ripple's XRP giants companies are actually not that new. In fact, at the end of last year, it was commented already that Amazon could be adding XRP, a payment solution, on their platform, which in case of happening would certainly be great news for the crypto world. But what does Ripple have to offer that may be of interest for Amazon and other tech giants? Here we enlist a few characteristics: transaction speed and cost. Ripple's XRP has proven to be very trustable crypto while making a transaction. In fact, it takes only 3.3 seconds for Ripple's platform to make a transaction, and when it comes to costs, it is by far one of the cheapest solutions in the cryptosphere, with a fee per transaction of only $0.0004, which undoubtedly would be characteristic of interest for Amazon. Business relations. Ripple has established the most solid partnerships all across the globe, and the best of all is that it has engaged with thousands of banking institutions, creating like this a link between virtual currencies and the regular financial system. Also, the crypto possesses a large number of prominent endorsements already, such as the ones of MasterCard, American Express, Banco de Santander, Western Union, and others, and this, to say the least, is for sure something that would represent a huge benefit for a company like Amazon. Accountability. Putting aside the current conditions of the market, Ripple's XRP is always characterized for being one of the top 3 cryptos with the lowest value per coin, which, of course, represents a huge advantage if we take into consideration how would it be the conversion from crypto to fiat money on the Amazon's platform. Conclusion: there isn't a doubt that when it comes to considering a crypto to help Amazon to go further, XRP is the best option. However, some pieces of stuff should be considered as well to think of this as an actual possibility. For instance, the integration of XRP in each one of the Ripple's solution could be an essential step towards a broader acceptance, and on the other hand, the adoption on important exchanges such as Binance and Coinbase could also be of use.